My name is Rabbi Schonbuch. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist based in New York and around the world via Skype. This is the 5th video on a series of how to overcome internet addiction. Today we're going to be looking at how Rabbi Avram Tursky in the book Addictive Thinking looks at how the internet addict rationalizes, denies, and projects his addiction on other people. My friends, there are 3 important things you have to overcome your internet addiction. Step 1, according to Rabbi Tursky, is overcoming denial. Somebody who is in a state of denial doesn't even believe they're an addict. Look around you at all the people using the cell phone. That might be yourself included. Ask yourself, are you really an internet addict? Or do you deny being an internet addict? And there's one way of knowing. Put away your phone. See how long you can last without reaching for your messages, reaching to check the news, and so on. You'll begin to see, is it something you crave? Is it something which you formed a bad habit with? Is it something that you're addicted to? Or is it something you really have no choice but to use, and therefore you feel now that you've lost all free will? If that's true, but you still don't admit it, you're in a state of denial. And in fact, there's a difference between lying and denial. A liar knows that they're not telling the truth, but they're very good at dressing it up and trying to manipulate the other person without them knowing about it. Somebody in denial does not even believe that they themselves have a problem. So the first step to overcoming denial is admitting you're having a problem. The second factor is what we call rationalization. Rationalization means you give good reasons for bad behaviors. I once met somebody who became addicted to the internet. He ended up losing his job, losing his family and his children, but he ultimately believed there was a good reason for every time he misused the internet. He worked in an office that dealt with social media, that did a lot of work on the internet, and he had to be connected to his phone for clients and for information literally 24/7. Sometimes he'd wake up in the middle of the night to check his messages. Other times he'd spend 15 or 16 hours a day glued to his computer screen or to his cell phone after work. And he believed that he had to use the internet in order to make a living and be successful. He was doing something called rationalization. He believed there was actually a good reason behind his addiction and therefore didn't take responsibility to stop it. The third factor is called projection. Projection means that we blame another person for our own addiction. This is seen all over the place in terms of people that have internet addiction. They say that they're having a bad day or feeling depressed, therefore they have to watch their phone all night long and have to catch movies, which may be appropriate or inappropriate. Another person says that the reason he looks at inappropriate internet sites is because his wife puts him in a bad mood. She's mean to him. She's critical. She doesn't make him dinner sometimes. He gets back at her with anger. He projects onto her that she's the reason for his addiction. And therefore, one has to overcome and stop this projection. The only person that's responsible for their addiction is you, is yourself. When you admit that you're the source of the problem, that only you can overcome your pain, only you can overcome your addiction, is the minute you begin to enter into a state of sobriety. And as we mentioned a few videos ago, there's nothing as exciting, as heartfelt, as warm, as enjoyable as actually gaining control of your life. But to do so, you have to stop denying you have a problem, stop rationalizing, saying there's actually good reasons for it, and most importantly, stop blaming others for your addiction and take responsibility for yourself. Welcome to this new series on Hidabrut called Marriage Matters. My name is Rabbi Schonbuch, and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist based in New York and around the world via Skype. On this important series, I will be answering your questions you have about marriage, relationships, dating, parenting, and about any issue dealing with family and relationships. But more than what I have to say, I want to hear what you have to say. So please email to this address and send in your questions, and I'll try to answer as many questions on this new show.